Retention is one of the biggest problems in the SES, as you know. Nobody's come up with a solution yet. This might be part of the solution.
Sean, Emma, Gary, Gullera, and Bindi. Hands up.
The new recruitment program is over and done with within the space of 5 weeks.
It's been an absolutely great way of doing it. Did spend some time at a branch. Training is a little bit more difficult at a branch because there's not many members. So this concentrated training is certainly the way to go.
You need a minimum of 2 people that's a roof crew, and you need 2 people that's a ground crew. Okay, one already?
So this is all the behind the scenes stuff that makes it super cool.
Personally, I think it's a good move. I was a bit concerned about the commitment of 3 weekends, 3 full weekends. But now that I've seen it happen, I really do think that this is the way to go.
So we're looking for missing items or items of interest. We'll learn about like flagging and reporting that and the appropriate search techniques. Does anyone think that they'd be interested in doing land search? Yeah?
That's what you joined this year.
Perfect.
I feel so much at home, like it was really good, and then they're all very, very supportive. I'd highly encourage them to come do this course so that for 6 days and in over 6 weeks period, you actually get the taste of what SES actually do for the community.
They're learning all the same stuff, so there's consistency, which you don't get when people are doing it piecemeal in various units. They'll get taught one way in one unit and taught a slightly different way in another unit, and that can cause problems when you're on deployment and things like that.
Go up through, down and around. There's a bunch of small groups around Mission Beach, Tully, Cardwell. I've spoken to them a few times. I'd attended one of their meetings, but I hadn't participated in anything. And they'd said that prior to this, new members would take 6 months to go through all their training. Certainly the objectives here seem very worthy if they can get new members like me, on the ground contributing after an intense initial period of training.
The first one will be in Tolga.
Oh, okay.
So they are spread out.
Yeah, I can probably do that one.
So I had been to a couple of sessions with the Malanda unit. People that we have in the Malanda unit are quite experienced, so there's a lot of great things I can learn off them. But definitely coming down and being able to be part of their operational unit via this kind of training is a really smart way to go about it. It's, gets us into their field quicker, and then we can just gain more experience from working with them in the field.
At this level, you may have one person doing everything. At this level, you'll have one person doing one thing within that system.
They get to meet all the trainers, which is really valuable, I think, because they know who's who in the zoo. They get to see people who are going to other units, and they get to see how it all works in a big group.
I'm an amputee, a right leg amputee, and it was put to me that you do what you feel comfortable with, not we'll tell you what you're going to be allowed to do. And that's really refreshing these days. It's most organisations restrict you, whereas they've very much enabled me and said, if you don't feel comfortable doing that part, don't, that's fine.
And if you are immune compromised in any way, you could suffer melioidosis.
Having it in that shorter time span actually can be better as well, because they have it in such recent memory, so that when they go into their groups, it's not such a long time ago that they actually did this.
Yes, I think it gave me a lot of confidence. They let you making a lot of mistakes, and then you can think for yourself what is the better way of doing it.
That's impressive. Well, it was almost impressive.
It was impressive.
You actually learn from your mistake. It's fantastic, and it's not that they just tell you the best way to do things and then you forgot about it.
The depth of the training they're doing it doesn't leave much to have to guess. You're sort of taught everything you need to know.
Did you receive last message? Over.
So just repeat those base. I'm aware. Next station for Team 3 with sandbagging. Over.
I mean, the first day that we did our training, I went home and I was like, oh, hello, thigh muscles. But I mean, yeah, it's been great. It's really good. It feels good to do something for community.
We've got to walk it right in. Keep going.
The extra time that we're going to have available is enabled us to look at other initiatives. I'm actually working on another initiative about being able to collaborate with other groups in the region as well, and to help with keeping that bonding going and the collaboration going as well. So yeah, it's pretty exciting.
There's a cost to training, there's no doubt, a big cost to this kind of training, but there's a cost to not training, or at least training in a self-guided manner, which takes, clearly a lot longer. And there's a cost to that as well. There's a cost to not doing training.
What system do you put it in after you get the initial images to get the overlay of the area?
I like adventures, and there's adventures there, but there's safety. So it's just very good balance. Whereas in other groups, perhaps you don't always have that kind of balance, and also people are very, very accommodating.
Alpha 23, yay!
And I should get my vertical license. Vertical.
Vertical rescue. I think we missed out on our first session of first aid.
Oh, that's all right.